Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel. I'm the Bachelor of Digital Innovation Tutor for our Auckland campus. To another Yoobee Creative Sessions. For today, I'm going to show you how to create a animated soundbar effect in After Effects that react to a song that you choose. So it looks very cool. You should see a lot of these in some like 8D music videos on YouTube or some lo-fi videos on YouTube as well. It's very, very easy to do. I'll let it play for a moment so you see how it looks. Right. For that, let's go to composition and create a new composition for this. I'm working with the preset HTTP 24. Okay. Um, Make sure that you work with the resolution that is appropriate for your project. And I like to work with 24 frames per second. It makes it easier to count frames, but of course you work with whatever frame rate is adequate for your project. Duration for the sake of this exercise doesn't really matter. I'll keep it at 30 seconds by default. What you want to do is grab your MP3 file for the song that you want to use and drag and drop it into your timeline for your composition. A lot of people don't really know this, but you can actually use you can actually do a lot of sound stuff in After Effects or with sound files in After Effects. It's not just a purely visual based software. Just change when you're working with MP3 files. If you look here, you see that a few of your options are limited, but if you drop down, you can actually see the waveform for the song that you're working with. This is what will give the reference to the animated effect of the sound bars. So, next step is to create a new solid. So if you go to Layer, New Solid, right here, Layer, New Solid. Create a new solid, make sure it's the same resolution as your composition. The color doesn't matter. Just click OK. Then, on the Effects and Presets panel on the side, we're going to go look for Audio Spectrum. This one here, which sits under the Generate folder. Just drag and drop it to your solid. And right off the bat, your solid will change into a very thin line of pink dots. So what I want to do from here is, first of all, map this effect to the sound layer that you have. So if you go to the audio layer, which is the first control of your audio spectrum effect, and change this to your MP3 layer, you will notice a very small change on your dots. But the point is that they're already reading your MP3 layer. But from what we can see here, the effect is very minimal, and we need to tweak a few other settings in order to make it pop. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is down here in our frequency bands, this represents the amount of bars, our audio spectrum. I like to work with a little less than that, so 48 instead of 64, because in order to make them more visible, we can also increase the thickness. I'm going to work with 20 here. No, if we keep the 64, well, they are way too cramped, too close to each other. That's why I'd rather bring down the number of frequency bands and increase the thickness. I'm also going to change the color. I like it blue. Has a inside and outside color. If you want it to be like a solid color, just make both of them the same. Cool. If we play now, you see that that is already like a very different we begin. And we're going to take it further. Okay? So, the other thing to change here is the maximum height. You see, by default, it is set at 480 pixels. And you see that the bars are not really moving that high. We need to crank this up like crazy. Let's say 10,000. There you go. Now they are way more visible. So as you play through, now it already looks like a proper animated sound wave effect. So this is something that you can use for example, if you're working on a movie that is a robotic character or a computer character, and you want to um, represent how they speak, you can actually leave this on the screen and use a voice recording as a reference to animate sound bars. That also works. Now, to make it look like this one from the 8D videos that I mentioned, we also need to add another two effects. The next one is called polar coordinates. Let's just drag and drop this into our composition, into our solid, actually. And then in here, in the polar coordinates effects, effect controls, we're going to change the type of conversion to be rect to polar because we're going to make this straight line into a circle. And then we bring the interpolation up to 100%. So notice this gap at the top. And that is because if you go back to the audio spectrum, you're going to see those two crosshairs, one here, which originally define the beginning and the end of our sound wave. So if you just stretch this to the side a little bit and do the same with the other one until they meet but don't touch, just eyeball the distance between each one of them to calculate the one for your initial fine. Cool. And like that. This is how it is playing at the moment. Notice that on the example that I showed in the videos that you watched, the bars, they only go outward from the circle. They don't go inward. So to change that, you go to the side options of your audio spectrum controls and make it side B only. So that way the bars are only spiking outwards from the circle. Finally, just to make it shine, um, if you look for 2.5, you will find this CC light burst under the generate folder. Drag and drop it in your solid. And just so it doesn't look that faded, you can bring the ring length down a little bit. Let's say 45. Intensity will pretty much change the color and blend it with the default one that is set here. You can keep that at say 150. This is what you get in your end result. Surrender a little bit there. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this very quick tutorial. Um, and yeah, that's it. Thanks. Make sure you visit our website and check out your courses if you're looking to enroll in a creative program. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time.